Okay, let's check out this MV8000. Caleb, what's this front about?
Well, basically, we've got, all of our functions set all across this thing. There's tons of buttons on here, and, don't let it intimidate you at first, but I'll show you how to get started. Basically, we're going to start way up here. This is our section up here. This is for sort of inputs and outputs. We got our left input and our right input. This adjusts the level when we're recording either from like a microphone or say like our turntable or whatever. We're going to adjust our level here for the left and for the right. So that'll be the incoming source into our MV8000.
Good.
And that's actually back here on the analog input, phono and mic line. Then we got our phono right here, or our phones. This is for our headphones.
Headset, right.
And that just connects also in the back there. This is our minimum maximum. Pretty basic. Next over here on our screen, we've got our contrast as usual. This will, as you can see, lighten or darken your screen there.
That depends on your viewing angle, actually. If you're sitting low, like down to here somewhere, well, you're going to have a different contrast. You're looking straight up at it like this way, you're looking dead onto it, you're going to have a different contrast.
Definitely. Alright, moving over, we have our shutdown button here. This is for shutting down our MV8000. Very important. You can't just turn off the power. We'll show you that later. Next, we got our master output right here. This is just the master level out of the master output. Pretty basic. Alright, moving on here, we have our little section underneath our screen. We have menu, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, and exit. Now these buttons, F1 through 5, are going to correspond to whatever is on the screen. So look right above each button whenever you're in a certain screen, and you'll see what function it does.
These are extra functions that happen on certain pages. You could be, let's say, in a sequence section, you can do track name or track whatever or MIDI or whatever. These will help you get to other pages that are in that particular section, like you just said.
Exactly. And now we've got menu. Menu you'll see light up when you're on certain parameters, and that means that there's a menu available.
Right.
So you'll use that accordingly. And then we also have exit. This is when you're within a menu to exit out to the previous one. So that's that right there, our exit button.
Got it.
Alright, next we have our faders here. And these faders correspond to, they can basically be assigned to different things. They can be the audio tracks that we record on our MV8000.
For volume?
Mm-hmm. Or they can actually be our MIDI track volume.
For volume, MIDI track also. Or MIDI events also too, maybe? Just volume, got you.
Alright. Next we have our
mixer?
Our section. Yeah, we have our section right here. This section will help you move around the screen on your Roland MV8000. We basically have our different main menus that we're going to be dealing with.
Like mixer?
Yep, we got mixer right there.
A project.
Within project we have sequence, setup, that's for the song right here. Sequence and setup, and then we have sampler below that, instruments, audio phrases. We're going to show you each one of these a little bit later on.
We have assignable slider, so we can assign stuff to a slider. We have our system, and our disk and USB connection, and also mastering here. Cool.
That's right.
What's up over here?
Alright, now we have our effects section, the Cosm right here, as you can see. You can hit effects and that'll get you into your effects section. These three knobs here control various parameters, whatever you're on your screen. Say it could be compression, attack, decay, different parameters that you'll be using on the MV8000.
Cool.
And right below that we have our entire sort of pad section here. And all these buttons sort of interrelate to each other, and basically if you've used any other drum machine, these are the pads that trigger our sounds.
4x4, we got 16 pads.
16 pads, that's right. Now up above here, right below our knobs, we've got three buttons. Multi-level,
right.
Fixed velocity, and event erase.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, multi-level pretty much means when you have a sample selected, you'll hit your sound, hit multi-level, and now you have the sound across every single pad, and it'll be getting louder. So pretty much that's the lowest volume it could be at, a little bit louder, and the highest volume.
Highest volume, got it.
And so it gives you different ways to make a hi-hat sound more realistic, or, you know, you can try other things.
Yep.
Next we got fixed velocity. What this means, it's a set velocity, meaning the highest level it can be. And that means every time you hit the pad, it's going to be the loudest level.
Any pad.
Any pad, that's
got
right.
It.
And then we have an event erase, which we'll show you in sequencing later. That's
cool.
to erase different MIDI events.
These are just different buttons for like hold. You can hold this down, I guess. This is roll, roll a button, roll a sample. This is delete, clipboard, quick edit, and pad banks. We'll show you these later on anyway. Let's get you familiar right now with the front of our machine. What happens over here?
All right, this is our sort of a number pad here. And this can be assigned to selecting different numbers, different symbols here. As you can see, you can go flat, sharp, or you can even use it to name things.
Oh, I see. For doing like with keys.
Yep. And yeah, we also use this when naming our tracks, naming our samples. You can see there's a J, K, L, M, N,
3
O.
letters underneath like a telephone almost.
Yeah, basically. And then we have our shift button, allowing us to get different functions, of course.
Right.
As you can see, it's the white right there, so it's going to refer to our little
Alright, so you
white
press
letters.
shift, it accents the white letters. If no shift, then the black stuff happens.
Exactly.
On this keypad section.
Yep. And we got our enter to enter in whatever we select.
Whatever data. We can also increase or decrease with the cursor.
Yep, this is just our incrementals. And then we have our cursor right here. This allows us to get around all of our menus on our screen here.
Oh, up and down.
Left and right.
Left and right, got it.
And then we have our jog wheel. And this pretty much changes values. Whether it be if you're going to be in mute or solo, or if you're going to raise the level or drop the level, you know, just different parameters. You'll be using your data wheel here.
Got it. Now here it looks like a regular classic thing on the MPC or my first recorder actually. It's like back to the top, a stop, a play, a record, like a transport section.
Yep, our basic transport. And we have, as you can see, top, stop, play, record. And we can step back and forth within our song.
Right.
We can jump, and we can go to different measures here.
So we can jump. We can pick where you want to jump to and jump to that part of the song. Got it.
Yep.
All right, it says auto punch. And we got a preview and a loop section, I see.
Yeah, loop is great. You can turn it on. You can easily do a quick set, which I believe the default is to 2 bars. But you can also see that on your main screen. We'll show you that later. It's a great way to get sort of your 4-bar loop going and get your drums in place. And then we have, of course, our BPM tap. Tap it once, you can set your tempo for your sequence.
Oh, I see.
Or do a multi-tap, and your BPMs will change.
Got it.
Pretty basic.
Pretty basic. Okay, cool. I like it. Now up here, I see we got like a disk drive down here. Let me lift this up a little bit so I can see it. Well, I can't even see that with the light there, but I got a disk drive right here. How's the button on this thing? Oh, there we go. I got a disc right here. See that? We got a disc, one of our Sample Kings discs. This machine also reads MPC 60 discs, which is amazing. And we also got a little drive here for our CD. It's kind of cool. See a CD right in there? Okay. Let's check out the back of this machine.
Sounds great.
Okay, we got that sampling.
Yep, we got sampling right there. That's to access our sampling mode. We'll show you that later on.
And what about this? That's import.
Import. That's how we get samples from our disk drive down here or our CD drive.
So we can import samples from another source and just import it into our MV8000.
Yep.
What's that V-Link thing for?
This thing right here is for hooking up to a computer or other device. We'll show you this later on.
USB link, right?
Yep.
Looks like it.
And then we also have our undo and redo button.
Simple. Undo it or redo it the way it was done.
Great for when you make those little mistakes. So let's get busy. We'll show you the back.